Sexual assault is an issue that is becoming increasingly more relevant, especially on college campuses. Victims of sexual assault have to live with constant feelings of guilt, shame, and embarrassment. An estimated 1 in 5 women and 1 in 16 men will be victims of sexual assault while in college. Currently, the Title IX law is in place to help universities address sexual assault cases. The problem is that defining sexual consent is left up to each individual university. Currently, the Department of Education is investigating 76 colleges and universities for their possible mismanagement of sexual assault cases under existing standards of Title IX. As college students, we should be able to feel safe while on campus, and this is not currently the case for many college students. Emma Solkowitz, a college student at Columbia University, was sexually assaulted by a student in her dorm room. When she reported this crime, the disciplinary panel found the student not responsible. She now has to carry this burden around campus. She helps to raise awareness by carrying a mattress around campus for her senior thesis. In an article by the Claremont Independent, it states that Solkowitz's rapist was never found guilty and has to deal with a questionable reputation for the rest of his life. It also states that the 1 in 5 women being sexually assaulted is possibly closer to 6 in 1,000. Although there is skepticism, it does not make the issue any less relevant. Clearly, the current Title IX law is not effective enough if these cases are still happening around campuses and college students are still not able to feel safe while on campus. Regardless of the statistics or accusations, every student should be able to feel safe and unharmed. In November of 2014, Rolling Stone published an article about the University of Virginia. There were allegations of sexual assault against the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. Rolling Stone is now stepping forward to admit that these allegations are not all correct and the story was not completely true. The victim, whose name in the article was Jackie, accused the fraternity of horrendous sexual acts that were clearly considered rape. Now that these allegations are coming forward as false, the fraternity's reputation is still in dilemma. This article supports the he said, she said nature of sexual assault cases. During a court case, it is hard to distinguish the truth about what actually happened. Oftentimes, the victim gets the upper hand, but they might not always tell the correct information. The current Title IX law, which is in place to aid sexual assault victims and address these crimes, clearly does not prevent these lies from happening. This article being published threatened the reputation of the University of Virginia and the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity, creating a large uproar. There needs to be a reform to the current Title IX law, which would clearly define sexual consent and help eliminate the he said, she said nature of these cases. Oftentimes, most sexual assault cases are not handled properly. One of my friends from elementary school experienced this firsthand. Her senior year of high school, my friend was sexually assaulted by an athletic coach. This event disrupted her schoolwork, leaving her no option but to take online classes to finish high school. The assaults happened on many occasions. She kept everything hidden from her parents for over 4 months until she attempted to commit suicide. Following this incident, her parents searched her laptop and phone until they found messages from her rapist threatening her. She was left with feelings of guilt, shame, and fear. In North Carolina, the age of consent is 16. Once the case was given over to the police, they said they could not go forth with the prosecution because she was over the age of 16 and she took too long to report the crime. Clearly, there needs to be a reform to not only the way colleges handle sexual assault cases, but the way the community and law enforcement handle the situations as well. For this murky issue of what is considered sexual consent to be mitigated, the Yes Means Yes policy should be adopted by universities. This policy would put a more clear definition on sexual consent. Charlie Glickman clarifies sexual consent means affirmative, conscious, and voluntary agreement to engage in sexual activity. All colleges should be required to define sexual consent and implement a standard of procedures that are taken with each sexual assault case. This would help to improve the safety of college students and decrease the problem of sexual assault.